Have you ever found yourself gripping the steering wheel just a little tighter than you used to? Maybe the traffic feels more rushed these days, or the glare from headlights seems a bit stronger at night. You're not alone. As we get older, our experience behind the wheel grows, and so do some of the challenges. But here's the good news. Staying safe and confident on the road isn't about giving up driving. It's about making smart, simple upgrades that work with you, not against you. Driving after 70 doesn't mean driving less. It means driving smarter. A few small changes to your car and habits can turn a stressful trip into a smooth, enjoyable ride. That feeling of control, of confidence, it's still right there. Sometimes, it just needs a little tune-up. In this video, we're going to talk about 4 simple but powerful upgrades, the kind that can make a big difference in how you feel behind the wheel. Whether you're cruising down the highway or just heading to the store, these changes can help you feel more secure, more comfortable, and more in control. Let's start with something that might not sound high-tech, but could be the most important upgrade of all: your seating and visibility. Have you noticed it's harder to see over the steering wheel than it used to be? Or that your neck feels stiff after driving even short distances? That's not just discomfort. That's your body telling you something. Our bodies naturally change with age. We shrink a little. Our posture shifts. That perfect driving position from 20 years ago? It might not be so perfect anymore. But here's the fix. A few simple adjustments to your seat and mirrors can make a world of difference. Start by checking your seat height. Many newer vehicles have power-adjustable seats that can tilt, raise, or lower. Raise your seat so your hips are level with your knees and you can see clearly over the dashboard. You want to see at least 3 inches over the steering wheel, not just the hood. If your car doesn't have power seats, no worries. There are plenty of inexpensive seat cushions designed just for drivers who need that little boost. Look for ones with a non-slip bottom and firm support, not the soft, squishy kind that flattens after a few uses. Now, onto mirrors. A lot of drivers, not just older ones, set their mirrors in a way that shows too much of the car's side and not enough of the road. You want your side mirrors angled out just enough so that when a car leaves your rearview mirror, it appears in the side mirror. This helps cover your blind spots. No twisting and turning your neck like an owl just to change lanes. And if turning your head is difficult, consider adding blind spot mirrors. They're those little round mirrors that stick onto your side mirrors. Simple, cheap, and incredibly helpful. There are also electronic blind spot alert systems available now, either built into newer cars or as aftermarket add-ons. You'd be surprised how much more confident you'll feel just by adjusting your seat and mirrors. It's like putting on the right pair of reading glasses. Suddenly, everything feels sharper, clearer, and easier. Now, while we're on the topic of seeing and being seen, let's talk about lighting, both inside and outside your vehicle. Night driving is one of the top reasons older adults start to feel uneasy on the road. And it's not because you're losing your touch, it's because our eyes naturally change as we age. They take longer to adjust to light changes, and glare becomes more intense. That's why good lighting isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. Start with your headlights. If your car is more than a few years old, chances are the headlight covers are a little cloudy. Even a small layer of foggy plastic can cut visibility by nearly 40%. That's huge when you're trying to spot a pedestrian or a deer darting across the road at night. But don't rush to replace the whole headlight assembly. Most auto shops can restore headlights for a fraction of the cost, or you can do it yourself with a simple kit. It takes about 20 minutes and can make your lights shine like new again. Also, consider switching to LED bulbs. They're brighter, more focused, and last longer than the old halogen kind, and that brightness makes a difference, especially on country roads or during rain. Just make sure they're properly aligned so you're lighting the road, not blinding oncoming traffic. Now let's step inside the car. Interior lighting is often overlooked, but it can really affect how comfortable you feel, especially during early mornings or evenings. Add a soft LED strip to your dashboard or cup holder area, something subtle, not distracting, when you can easily see your keys, your phone, or the radio controls without fumbling. Everything feels smoother and safer. And here's a little tip. If you wear glasses, think about investing in a pair of anti-glare driving lenses. They don't have to be expensive. Even a lightly tinted yellow lens can cut down the halo effect from headlights and make nighttime driving less stressful on your eyes. You can find these online or at most optical shops, and many are designed to fit over your existing glasses. Driving shouldn't feel like a chore or a challenge. It should feel like freedom, the kind you've earned after all these years. So much of our independence is tied to being able to go where we want, when we want, and the great thing is, you don't have to give that up. With just a few thoughtful changes, you can take control of your driving experience and feel good doing it. Now that we've talked about improving visibility and comfort with your seat and lighting, let's move on to something just as important, staying alert and responsive behind the wheel. Because even with perfect vision and a comfy seat, driving is still a game of attention, noticing that sudden stop ahead, reacting when someone swerves, or catching a cyclist in your side view. And the truth is, reaction time does change as we age. Not because we're not sharp, we are, but because the brain, like the body, starts to pace itself a little differently. That doesn't mean you're any less capable. It just means your car, and your driving routine, can help you stay on top of things with a few smart upgrades. One of the best things you can do? Add driver assistance features that support your instincts, not replace them. Let's talk about backup cameras. If your car was made after 2018, you probably already have one. But if not, don't worry. There are fantastic aftermarket cameras that are easy to install and don't cost a fortune. These cameras mount near your license plate and connect to a small screen on your dashboard or rearview mirror. And let me tell you, once you've used one, you'll wonder how you ever parked without it. No more twisting around or straining your neck to see what's behind you. That peace of mind, knowing exactly what's in your blind zone, is worth its weight in gold. Especially in crowded parking lots or when grandkids are playing nearby. Now, if you want to take it a step further, look into systems that alert you when you're drifting out of your lane or getting too close to the car in front of you. These systems don't take over your car, they simply nudge you, a gentle beep or vibration, to refocus your attention. Think of them like a helpful co-pilot who's always watching your back, but never bossy. Many newer vehicles come with these built in, but for older models, you can get similar safety systems that plug right into your car's power source. They're small, discreet, and surprisingly accurate, and again, it's not about replacing your driving skills. It's about backing them up. But let's not stop at gadgets. Let's talk about something that matters just as much, the rhythm of your driving day. When was the last time you really thought about when you drive? Not just how you drive. We all know rush hour can be a headache, no matter your age, but as we get older, it's worth taking that idea a little more seriously, not just to avoid traffic, but to protect your energy. Midday, between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m., is often the best time to drive. The sun's up, the roads are calmer, and your body is more alert. You've had breakfast, maybe even a short walk, and your mind is sharp. Compare that to driving at dusk when glare is strongest, or during early morning hours when the world is rushing and your body is still waking up. The difference is huge. Try planning your errands, appointments, or visits around that sweet spot in the day. It's a small shift, but it can make a big difference in how you feel behind the wheel, less tense, more focused, and more relaxed. You're not fighting the road or the clock, you're flowing with your own pace. And don't underestimate how powerful that feeling is. When you drive at a time that works with your natural rhythm, you make better decisions. You're not as easily flustered by honking horns or sudden stops. You feel more in control, and that confidence carries into every part of your day. Of course, there are days when you can't avoid evening errands or early drives to the doctor. That's life, but knowing your optimal window and aiming for it most of the time? That's a game changer. It's a way of being kind to yourself without missing out on anything. Now let's touch on something you might not expect to hear in a driving video, your shoes. Yes, shoes. Because believe it or not, the shoes you wear behind the wheel can directly affect how safe and responsive you are. Think about it, that connection between your foot and the gas or brake pedal is everything. A too thick sole can dull your feel, loose sandals can slip, and heavy boots can make it harder to judge how much pressure you're applying. It might seem small, but in a moment when quick reflexes count, the right footwear matters. So what should you look for? A lightweight, flexible shoe with a thin sole and good grip. Something that gives you a real feel for the pedal. Driving moccasins, supportive sneakers, even special driving shoes designed just for this purpose, can make your movements more precise and more comfortable. And here's a little habit that seasoned drivers swear by. Keep a dedicated pair of car shoes in your vehicle. That way, even if you're heading out in sandals or slippers, you've always got your best driving pair right there, ready to go. It's a tiny routine, but one that says, I take my safety seriously. And that mindset is half the battle. All these small things, better mirrors, clearer vision, a backup camera, the right shoes, picking your driving time, they add up. They create a driving experience that fits you, not the other way around. You've spent your whole life learning how to navigate the world. Now, your car can learn to navigate with you. And isn't that what it's all about? Not giving up independence, but upgrading it, not settling for less, but choosing what works best for you, now, today, at this stage in life. Because driving is more than just getting from point A to point B, it's your way of staying connected to the people and places you love. Next, we'll look at one final upgrade that brings it all together, something that blends comfort, technology, and peace of mind into every trip you take, and that's upgrading your navigation and emergency support systems. You might be thinking, I've been getting around just fine without all that fancy GPS stuff for decades. And you're right, your memory and sense of direction are probably as sharp as ever. But sometimes, it's not about getting lost, it's about being prepared for the unexpected, and making sure help is always within reach. Just in case. Imagine you're driving through a neighborhood you don't know too well, and a road is suddenly closed. Or you hit unexpected traffic and need a faster route. Or maybe you're out in the evening and suddenly the street signs aren't as easy to read as they once were. Having a reliable, up-to-date navigation system can turn a stressful situation into a minor hiccup. Now, if you're already using your smartphone for directions, that's great, but here's where the upgrade comes in. Instead of just balancing your phone on the cup holder or trying to look down every few minutes, consider getting a proper hands-free phone mount, one that clips to the dashboard or the air vent and keeps your screen at eye level. This isn't about gadgets, it's about keeping your eyes on the road and your hands on the wheel. When directions are easy to glance at, without turning your head or fumbling around, you drive safer. And you feel calmer. Plus, many modern mounts can charge your phone at the same time, so you're never left without power when you need it most. And if you're not comfortable using your phone for navigation, no problem. There are still excellent standalone GPS systems with larger screens, louder voice prompts, and even oversized buttons for easy use. Some even offer real-time traffic updates and alerts about sharp curves or school zones ahead. It's like having a co-pilot who never gets tired or distracted. Now, let's take that a step further. What if your car could call for help, even if you couldn't? That's where emergency assistance features come in. A growing number of cars now come with built-in emergency buttons that connect you to a live agent with the push of a finger. Some even activate automatically in a crash, using sensors to notify responders with your location. But here's the good news. You don't have to buy a brand new car to get this peace of mind. There are affordable emergency response systems you can subscribe to. Services like OnStar are independent devices that stick to your dashboard and connect via your phone. Some even come with fall detection or health tracking features, like the medical alert bracelets you might already be familiar with. Knowing that help is just one button away, whether you have car trouble, a health scare, or an accident, brings a kind of quiet confidence that stays with you long after the drive is over. It lets you focus on enjoying the journey, not worrying about the what-ifs. And really, that's what this is all about. Every upgrade we've talked about, from adjusting your seat to picking the right shoes, from backup cameras to smart navigation, is about making driving feel good again. Not because you're afraid, but because you're smart, because you've lived long enough to know that a little planning can save a lot of stress. Now, let's take a breath and step back for a moment. Think about how often we hear the message that aging means giving things up, giving up activities, independence, the freedom to move around. But here's a different message. Aging means adapting. It means doing what works for you, with wisdom, experience, and a little creativity. Maybe you're someone who still loves a good Sunday drive through the countryside. Or maybe you rely on your car to visit your kids, your doctor, or your favorite diner down the street. No matter where you're headed, you deserve to feel safe, relaxed, and fully capable behind the wheel. Because confidence isn't about being the fastest driver or the one who can parallel park in 2 seconds. It's about being prepared. It's about knowing your car fits you, not just your height or your hands, but your life. And the best part? These changes aren't expensive or complicated. They're simple, doable. You can start with just one. Maybe adjusting your mirrors or grabbing a better seat cushion. Or maybe you're ready to install a blind spot mirror or try out a navigation mount. Whatever pace feels right, it's the right pace. Before we wrap up, let's just remind ourselves of something important. You've been driving longer than most people on the road. You've seen it all: snowstorms, traffic jams, detours, and road trips that ended with ice cream and laughter. That kind of experience doesn't disappear. It doesn't fade. It evolves, and it deserves tools that support it. So take a moment to celebrate that. You're not hanging up the keys. You're upgrading the ride. And that's something to feel good about. If you found any of this helpful, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Maybe you've already made a few of these changes and have tips of your own. Or maybe you're thinking about getting started but have a few questions. Either way, you're part of a growing community of people who are redefining what it means to drive after 70, and doing it with style, strength, and smarts. And if you'd like more videos like this, don't forget to give us a like and subscribe to the channel. We've got so much more to share, from practical tips to inspiring stories that remind us all. Life after 70 isn't about slowing down. It's about choosing the road that fits you best. Thanks for spending this time with me. Here's to smoother rides, clearer roads, and the confidence to go wherever life takes you, one safe, strong, beautiful mile at a time.